Welcome back to some more KSP. So in the previous episode, we successfully returned from Benmis, and after a almost on-time crash that is, predicted at this point, we have successfully landed and are about to recover this vessel. So, after a little bit of research between episodes and recording, I have identified the cause of the crash as the 32-bit memory limit being the 32-bit memory limit and some rather nasty bloated items. B9, stock KSP, and KW are the three kind of main culprits of the memory bloat, and of course I have all three of them, so this is going to be a relatively short episode, just that I can avoid any more crashes. And I'm going to go grab the, see if I can find some up-to-date debloater mods. So anyway, 18,000-ish science, 1,874 even. So, that's that, and other side of the planet, so 22% recovery value, not great. So under 5,000, which isn't going to cover the cost of the pod, but some is better than nothing, and that's where we're at. So, next items on the agenda, of course, more science options, and because this is now our active tree, over autopilot, next is going to be these fancy electronic pieces, and I have to keep coming back. So, this is the accelerometer, which is going to be loads and loads of fun. Magnetometer, also loads and loads of fun. So I'm going to grab that one as my freebie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I would have to research the other half of this. And actually this is the final little bit of science research tech. Okay, let's see, next is cargo bay and part adapters, crew capsules, part adapters, goody. Jet engines of assorted sizes and shapes. SES modules, large RCS port thingies. Okay, so this is for probes and the like. So I'm going to grab so that's the solar generators. So I'm thinking just to kind of even out the science a little bit. The couplers, grabber thingies, engine mounts, protective caps, profile adapters, shielded docking ports. I'm not quite familiar with the with all of the new B9 parts. Liquid fuel tank, Rockamax jumbos. Right. Going to want bigger pieces for that, and those also. So update this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I can now take a new research thing. So 300 science, let's go ahead and grab the solar panel so that I can do the proper space station. Research probe thingies. Yes, probe thingies. very accurate description. Also, heavy-duty landing gear, heavy-duty landing legs. Research that one, and I have enough for fuel oxidizer, ISP, and I'm going to try these new VTOL engines. So I'm going to go ahead and research those. Make sure that everything's been properly researched. And that leaves me with, basically, I need to come up with 100 science for that, and then 550 science for that. So I need 650-ish science. And that should fill out the last bits of science things. Okay, I'm thinking... Oh, shoot. Cryptonics armor. Okay, let's go ahead and do a little bit of testing and see if I can get just some really simple test items done. Okay, first things first, let's grab a... And of course now we're getting into all the fun B9 parts. Now, ironically, they are also the ones that are causing all of the crashes. So, if we bring this all the way down here, and move it back a little bit, Rockomax decoupler. See, they just need it to be tested. They don't actually have it. They don't actually have to have it do anything useful, which is great, because then we can send. I think it's going to be Jeb this time, out again to do some testing. Yes, it is in fact Jeb once again, out to do some more science. And the rest of the basically night shift has promised him cake when he returns. Test complete. Shift to part. Recover vessel. Hopefully not crash. Recover vessel. Okay, that was easy. Unfortunately, the evening ground crew and support team gave the promised cake to the stack decoupler that had survived, so Jeb did in fact not receive any cake. Okay, landing gear at... This, I believe I can do with a either a hybrid or sort of a little bit of fancy radio mount. I have no idea. Oh, actually I do. Okay. So, for this we're going to need a probe. And we're going to need a probe, and an SRB, this one. And we're going to need a parachute. We're actually going to need 3 parachutes. And this is going to be at, let's say, 75.5%. And another parachute just to be safe. Okay, so let's go ahead and launch this one. So hopefully this can accelerate fast enough. So I need to hit radio mount parachute. I need to be, I'm actually positive that I can get this. Okay, luckily this is unmanned. It's just a $3 million vessel that we're about to possibly incinerate. So, here goes nothing. Flying. Where's the altitude? Well, that was impressive. That was actually very impressive. In unrelated news, as soon as we can get out of the atmosphere, I'm going to very quickly jump over to the vehicle assembly building and make a little spider walker thingy-doo-dah. It doesn't actually need to do anything, and it's very, very basic. But, okay. Space Center. All it is a very rudimentary probe, basically, that they can stick out on the runway. So, luckily time is paused in various assembly buildings. Here's that. Next we need a pair of legs here and a pair of legs here, both of which start deployed. Next we need some science. Don't need that much science. We need that much science, that much science, and a barometer. Save that. I'll just go ahead and launch it. This is one of those sort of sticking a science instrument on the side of the building and letting it do its thing. So, log pressure data, keep that. Record seismic impact data. This is a modded piece. And log temperature from there, which we already have. Next, we take the really... switch to. So unfortunately, this is going to completely miss any sort of land, so it's going to end up splashing instead of smashing. There is, of course, an important difference in that. That is, of course, assuming that the entire thing does not get incinerated. No, of course not. So there's a $2 million test rig that we just kind of, well, exploded. But the good news is it was in fact unmanned, so it's just like $2 million test rig that we exploded. Okie dokie. Let's go to the Space Center and try this with a slightly different variant. Luckily, no one actually said that we needed to have an expensive design. So 450. So let's put a probe core here. Let's see, I need a decoupler here. Modular piece here. And let's see, I need something very, very inexpensive, probably 4 of those. That should be it. Okay, so then we're going to launch this, and ideally, if I don't mess it up, the upper sort of framework is going to be an expendable test stage. Here goes nothing. Whee! So this is just a basically couple hundred, actually I don't think it's even a couple hundred kilos. Here's to hoping it doesn't come right back down on top of us. Of course, knowing my luck at this rate. Nope, it's good. Huh. Okay, apparently that didn't work. So time for plan B, C, or D. Let's go ahead and recover that. 750. So, similar idea. Where is it? I don't need couplers, I need those, and It's 35, oh, 2.5 meter, 2.5 meter radial mounted fuel tank thingies that I was looking at, and I thought they were separation motors. Anyway, this is another one of those horrifically expensive experiments, although slightly less embarrassing as I know that this time it's intended to be crashed. And it nosedives into the ground over here, giving us seismic impact data. Perfect. Okay, so tracking station. Untitled spacecraft, which is here. Let's fly this. And collect impact data. So unfortunately, it's not really all that impressive. However, it is 25 more science. So, recover this vessel. So that is 57.2 science from that. Alright, so, with the last little bit of sort of easy to grab science out of the way, I'm going to C7. I'm going to actually wrap it up here. Next episode will probably be rebuilding my original sort of science plane. It's relatively simple. I'm probably going to end up building it off camera, as all of the sort of center of mass, center of lift balancing can take a while. Also, I will be grabbing the memory reducing mods if I can find them. From the looks of it, it's going to be cutting the memory footprint in about, knocking off about 40% of that. So, the downside, of course, is slightly lower res textures, but I would prefer stability over that, and once I get everything recorded at 720, then compressed on YouTube, then the nice 3 to 5 meg textures don't really show up that well. So anyway, that is the plan for next episode. After that, if I can get enough science for the last little thing, which I probably won't be able to, it's realistically going to take a moon landing, which isn't actually a big deal. In fact, I might actually go ahead and do the moon landing first, just to get that out of the way. So, next episode is either going to be space research aircraft or moon landing, possibly both. So, until next time, this has been KSP. Fly safe.